finally get the chance to talk about Project Hail Mary. It's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Ryan Gosling, who stars Ryland Grace. Sandra Hüller, James Ortiz as the other character in this film called Rocky. Liz Kingsman. And pretty much Ryland Grace, a science teacher, wakes up on a spaceship with no recollection of who he is or how he got there. And as his memory slowly returns, he soon discovers that he must solve the riddle behind a mysterious substance that's causing the sun to die out. And as a detail of the mission unravel, he calls on his scientific training and sheer ingenuity, but he may not have to do it alone. So yeah, this film, Project Hail Mary, we're pretty much getting the story. Ryland Grace gets pretty much caught into going with a bunch of space goers by Eva, played by Sandra Hüller. So he is pretty much, the mission is pretty much parts of the sun, and pretty much the Earth is pretty much about to collapse. It's pretty much collapsing, and the sun pretty much dying out, and the Earth is pretty much close to the sun. He's doing a bunch of test lab results, test subjects. He's pretty much trying to figure out these, molecular particles that that Eva has him doing, and she pretty much is having him doing a bunch of test runs. And as he goes into space, he's pretty much discovered a mysterious like substance inside outer space that's pretty much causing, and pretty much all of the stars is pretty much disappearing, and pretty much the sun is dying out. So he's got to find he's got to figure out a way of why all of the stars is pretty much going away, the sun is dying out, and pretty much the Earth is collapsing. So his training and ingenuity as he's going into it is going along the way. Now, he's pretty much not an astronaut whatsoever. He's not really so much involved with he teaches classes on like astrophysics and like electrons and neurons and protons and stuff like that, but he's not really as far as like an astronaut. Like he goes in there and pretty much tries to solve these sorts of conflicts and situations. But the Earth is pretty much, like I said, about to collapse, and so he has to do this on the sheer end of like guts and glory, and pretty much finding a way of understanding the consequences and the magnitude of this mission and this job that pretty much, his whole safety and security, and pretty much the people on Earth safety and security is on the line, on this mission. So the things that I really enjoyed about this film, number one is I really enjoyed the chemistry between Ryland Grace and Rocky, played by James Ortiz. The reason why I really enjoyed their chemistry is as he going into space, Rocky ends up being the person that he is helping alongside of him, trying to figure out the causing of these effects in the sun dying out, and these like molecular particles as he's testing, using it, pretty much caused by this sort of like this substance, this mysterious like substance. I kind of forgot exactly what it was. It's like a dark black. It's like black like rubber or like black tar that's in there that he's trying to test, that he's tested throughout. And soon as he's finding out about it, like Rocky comes into his aid and helps him, because like he's like I said before, his life is pretty much on the line, and he's pretty much dying. Like he's about to pretty much die out. He's pretty much not sure if he's gonna make it. And I wasn't sure as I was watching the film, was he going to make it throughout? And that was the thing where like he came into the film as I thought he had it was a really good performance, a really good tail end by James Ortiz, who voice acted the character, was pretty much helping him out, was pretty much trying to save him from his own thing. Like I said, he's not really an astronaut. He's not really a thing. He's not like, and he says it in the film, like Ryland Grace says in the film, he's not really an astronaut. He's not really trained to prolong and go along with these, scenarios and situations. And I really enjoyed that, the chemistry between them back and forth. It felt like they felt like they're spirited and their way of feeling like it's companions, like they're a true equal to each other. It didn't feel like one was trying to outdo or outwit the other. It felt like they was a true companion. It felt like they was true like friends, like they really truly was trying to help each other accomplish both of their goals and their missions to, you know, save the planet, save the earth, save the world in a sense, and cause the stars and like this, you know, and more or less if you know scientifically about the Big Dipper are pretty much going to go out. So yeah, I thought this film really showed a really good character dynamic between those two, a really good character dynamic between everybody, like Sandra Hüller, everybody, Liz Kingsman, everybody. I thought they had a thing of going beyond. Oh, Leah, hey, what's going on? I thought they showed a really good characterization throughout. Secondly, I thought the visuals was really outstanding. Cheryl, no Shay 251. Hey, what's going on? Um, how you doing? How you guys doing in the chat? But yeah, I thought that the visuals was outstanding. Like it was so bright and colorful, really good to look at times. The cinematography, yes, it is. This is Ryan Gosling's newest movie, and also Phil Lord and Christopher Nolan's newest film as well. Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, I was just talking about it. Cheryl, you just now came in. No, I thought the film was fantastic. Thought it was really good. The chemistry between Ryland Grace and Rocky, played by James Ortiz, was outstanding. I thought they really had good chemistry. It felt like they, you know, they're both were good, like companion, like they're good together, like they're good companions, good friends. Uh, you know, try to help each other accomplish their goal and their mission to, you know, save the world and, you know, save the planet from pretty much dying out. You know, I thought that was pretty good together. I thought it really had a good way of understanding the story if you have not really even read the book without actually following the narrative. I thought it was really excellent in that way. You know, because a lot of times a lot of sci-fi films, sci-fi action films, you haven't really read the book or haven't really read the novel. Some people will probably ask you to go look at it and read it, but in a sense, no. I thought this film really showed that without having to follow the whole book or anything like that, just following the film, it felt seamlessly and effortlessly, and it flows so well. It flows so elegantly. So I thought it was really good. So I will say you need to definitely check it out, Cheryl. And I think everybody, you know, who's watching needs to check this out as well. You definitely will enjoy. You definitely will have a good time. Even if you haven't read the book, you still will follow along with it, and it still can flow. It flows effortlessly and seamlessly, and you won't feel like you're missing a thing. Um, and also another good quality and another good thing about this film is one of my biggest pros throughout the film, and mainly it's the pacing and the editing. The pacing and the editing in this film, like I said, is so well done. It's so well crafted. Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and they did their thing with the direction, and also they did their thing with the editing. I thought the editing was absolutely on point. Felt very, you know, it felt very straightforward. It felt very like it didn't feel like anything that was that there was something missing. It didn't feel like anything that was going through. You couldn't follow along. It felt like everything was going through effortlessly. So that was a big plus. Now, some people are going to complain in this case that there were a couple scenes that happened in the book that didn't happen in the film, and I think they did this because of purposes as far as the runtime. Now, there were a couple scenes involving Ryland Grace, or as far as his character goes, and they were especially involving the person that he was working up under, Eva, played by Sandra Hüller. Now, there was a couple of scenes that could have involved with them or could have involved with her team that took place in a courtroom. Now, that happened in the book, that was written in the book, but didn't happen in the movie. So I feel like it would have made the runtime a little bit extra longer, and there probably is a extra bonus scene, or there's probably another uncut version that probably has some scenes from the book that did not make the final cut and final editing room cut of the film. So I think if you haven't seen it, you'll probably get to it. But as far as I'm concerned, that would be the only thing I would say is a minor nitpick. But again, it's not really a nitpick that hurts the film at all. It's just something something I would say, go into it with a precautious mind and really with a precautious look at it. But other than that, man, this film gets a perfect 4 out of 4 stars. I mean, come on now. I mean, this film really is just phenomenal. I would say check it out. Like, see it in IMAX, Dolby Cinema on your biggest screen possible. You definitely will find a good way of a good enjoyment and a good time. So I would definitely check it out as soon as you get a chance. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Project Hail Mary. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down there. I'm out. Peace.